Getting right into it, the Assam movement or the Assam agitation, which happened in 1979 up until 1985, was led by All Assam Students Union and the All Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad, which was a popular uprising to drive out the illegal immigrants from Bangladesh. And this particular movement ended with the signing of the Assam Accord by the leaders of the student union and the Sangram Parishad, as well as the government of India under Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. So for starters, naturally rough terrain makes natural resources hard to exploit, and therefore it is a scarce production. Even these were utilized by center, but didn't really result in overall development of people within that particular region. So as a state, it had a significant amount of high unemployment rate as well as high poverty was existent around. So despite this, the existence of natural resources such as tea, oil, coal, etc. Played an integral role. Overall, in terms of the natives of Assam, felt that their cultural importance was diminishing overall. And in addition to this, the administrative and political domains were pretty rugged of sorts. So eventually there was a sudden spike in the electoral roll of numbers before elections in 1979 by poll in Mangaladai constituency for the Lok Sabha. Now, this was specially attributed to the huge influx during the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971. And then a couple of key events that happened in the movement was that this matter was immediately taken up by the AASU, which was the All Students Union. And the AASU demanded that the elections be postponed till the names of foreign nationals were deleted from the electoral polls. And they also demanded that permanent sealing of the Indo-Bangladesh border was done. Then later on 27th of November 1979, the AASU and the AAGSP, which was the All Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad, came together, combined, and called for the closure of all educational institutions and picketing in state and central government offices. So this was where there was mass picketing. There was arranged in front of all the polling offices where candidate nominations could be filled up in the first week of December 1979. However, no candidates were allowed to file nomination papers in the Brahmaputra Valley. So now this important part of the movement was that the movement got massive support from almost all segments of the society, except from the ruling of the government and a few others who would benefit from illegal Bangladeshi votes. A lot of effects. For example, a 22-year-old general secretary who was Brapeta from the AASU unit, from unit Karakshekwar Talukdar, was beaten to death, and he was thrown into a ditch next to the highway at Bhawanipur. Talukdar has been honored by Assam Movement as its first martyr to have died during the entire movement. The government had also proclaimed a curfew at different parts of the state, including the major city of Guwahati. So these were some of the major effects that happened, and some of the outcomes that led into this movement was that the Assam Accord, for example, a memorandum of settlement signed between two representatives of the government of India and leaders of the Assam movement in New Delhi on 15th of August 1985, which was a phenomenal outcome of this agitation. The accord promised appropriate constitutional, legislative, and administrative safeguards be provided to protect, preserve, promote the cultural, social, linguistic identity, and even the heritage of the Assamese people. Now, eventually, the very popular NRC exercise and the whole confusion of citizenship is also one such outcome that came about, and this was brought into light, especially through this movement. Eventually, the Citizenship Amendment Bill was also introduced in the Lok Sabha by the Home Minister Amit Shah, seeking to amend the definition of illegal immigrants for Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis, Buddhists, Christian immigrants from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh who have lived in India without documentation. Now, this particular movement truly brings to light about the whole importance behind having the paper, having an identity in writing, and really connecting with our authority, but also it also worked towards this entire set of people really standing up for themselves and being more responsible and informed citizens in itself. So this is a little bit about the Assam movement. If you do have any questions for Preet, I'm sure he'd be happy to answer. Preet, if you could just write down your perspective on this movement in itself, how you've evolved as a person after researching about it, that would be great.